is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. We're going to talk about predicting the Eastern Conference. This is just my analysis and my opinion. Let me start that off. This was a tough list. There's some teams that's going to have some heartache for not making it to the playoffs on my list. But at the same time, let's get into this. I'm about to go from bottom to top, and I'm going to give you my reasons why I got them at these particular places and predict what I think could be the outcome of the East. Number 8, the Detroit Pistons. This is a team that some people think won't make it. I think they will. They have upgraded their talent. Their overall roster is a whole lot better. Plus, they got some other guys that can contribute to this team. Without Blake Griffin, had to literally do everything. And I think that's a good thing because you don't want him to go down if you plan on keeping him. And if you do plan on trading him, you want him to have a high value or even a tradable value under the contract that he's in. But when you look at Derrick Rose, you got Reggie Jackson, you got Morris, you got Thon, you got Drummond, you got Tony Snell, you got everybody on this team is pretty good to me. So I look at this roster, it is better than last year. But at the same time, the NBA has gotten better, and I feel like the East pretty much going to be around the same when it comes to playoff spot. I don't really see too many people falling off. People have win against Detroit saying Blake ain't going to have the same season. I think he will be an all-star. I think he has a huge chance of making it back to the All-NBA team. And just with the improved floor spacing and just more NBA talent, it's just going to make his job a lot easier. And I think that's for the better because he's going to need it because he is injury prone. And last year they just was really trying to get as much out of that roster as they could, and it was terrible at best. I was actually a little surprised that they was able to squeeze in at the last minute. But this team is new and improved, and they got better guard play, better wing play, and I think that that's going to help them get to the playoffs with this roster. It may be a first-round exit again, but it's better than, I guess, rebuilding because this is the direction they chose to go in. And if they choose this direction, 7th or 8th seed is possible, or even missing it. But I got them in. Number 7, Miami. I am high on Jimmy Butler. I like Jimmy Butler. I loved him last year in the playoffs. I liked him throughout the regular season. I actually thought he should have been an all-star. Didn't make it, but this is a team that's going to be scary. They got a lot of good pieces. They got a great coach that everybody likes and feel like he got a chance to make it to the Hall of Fame. They got enough with Bam and Justice and Dragic. They got enough NBA caliber players. They got enough high quality players to be a borderline playoff team. This team could be a lot better depending on if they make a trade or a move. But as currently constructed, I only got them 7th. And it's mainly because they have Jimmy Butler, and I know his ability to play make and play defense and really go out there and fight. I also want to see Jimmy Butler be more aggressive and a lot more selfish because they're going to need somebody that can really take over games. They're going to need somebody that can carry them. Jimmy Butler has helped the Chicago Bulls team make it when he had Dwayne Wade and Rondo. I feel like he faltered a little bit in the playoffs, and even in Philly, he deferred a lot. Hopefully he learns from that and be a lot more aggressive and impose his will. I remember he played against the Bucks and he kept saying, this guy can't guard me. He just kept going and going. If you can do that, why stop? Just continue to do it, especially when you look at Miami. They need somebody that can do that, and that's been a reason why they've been borderline in and out of the playoffs, just because they haven't had it consistently. And they have that in Jimmy Butler. They want him to be a franchise cornerstone and piece. That's why they paid him, and that's why they made the move, because they believe in him. They believe he can get there, and so do Dwayne Wade. So if they all believe in it, and I'm believing it, we just want to see it. In that case, I got them at 7, currently constructed, like I said before. Indiana. this is a team that might surprise that I got him so high because Oladipo might not come right away. But I just feel like Nate McMillan knows his roster, he knows his players, and he knows how to get the best of them. And I feel like Brogdon can fill in a lot of those holes that Victor Oladipo had. But I think that they hit their ceiling when he does come back. And he doesn't have to be the old Victor Oladipo right away. They needed somebody like a Brogdon outside of Bogdanovich to really help the offense, to really make shots and create shots and also knock down the open shots. And I feel like Brogdon is hungry. He got paid. He wants to prove himself. Everybody said the bus is going to regret him. Prove us why. We all feel confident in you. We all feel like they made a mistake. And just show us why we feel that way. And also, just have fun. You know, Brogdon is a guy that has been a little beat up, but when he does play, he make a difference, and I feel like he deserves the money. I feel like he's going to earn it. They're going to get up and down. They're going to get some easy opportunities. They're going to get some spot up threes, and he's going to get more of an opportunity because Oladipo's down, and we're going to see if he steps up to the plate. But I do feel like with their defense and their identity already intact a little bit, I feel like that'll give them enough to be a mid-40 win team, and that should be enough to get them to 6 seed, to be honest. Number 5, but this is going to shock a lot of people too because it's my Celtics. A lot of people thought they was the third best team in the East. A lot of people just surprised that I would say that as a fan, but when I look at that Celtics team, I got a lot of doubts on this team. I like Jaylen Brown. That's a player that I feel people sleeping on. I'm a little lower on Tatum than everybody else, and he kind of proved that the last 2 years, even including last year mainly. And I like Kemba and Ennis, but they're not the defenders that you need to play those positions, especially in the East. And when you look at Kyrie, he can carry you. He can be clutch. I mean, when you look at Kimba, he can carry you. He can be clutch. He can take over games. Ennis Cantor showed they can be a solid defender at best, and he can roll to the rim and hit jumpers and a decent free throw shooter. But I just don't think they have enough in the East. With the bottom getting a little bit better in that playoff bracket, I think that their chemistry hurt them a little bit. Their lack of shot making and getting quality shots might hurt them a little bit, but I could be wrong. Kimba could have the same season last year and just have better players around him, and that might be a product of making his team a lot better. But then again, they did have Kyrie, and they didn't even win 50 games with him. And then they lost Al Horford too, who was really a big part of their offense and their defense and their identity. And now they're replacing them with Kimba and Ennis, who are not as good. So I think they take a step back this year. The Nets is my number 4 with Kyrie. Him and Karras gonna make a good backcourt to me. They got a good bench with Spencer Dinwiddie and them down there. I like Jared Allen. I'm not the biggest DeAndre Jordan person, but I have to be honest, he is still a serviceable player. But with the Nets, they have interesting ability to break down the defense. They have the ability to knock down the three-point shots. They have an inside guy that can set screens and give them a roller threat while also being able to give isolation plays. And you're going to need those in the fourth quarter. You got a guy, Kyrie, that can carry the offense, and he can take over games and win you games just by being clutch and knocking down shots at the right moment. But I still worry a little bit about their defense. I really worry about them staying healthy, and I think that catches them and why they finish 4th. But it's just my opinion. Number 3, Toronto. This is a higher, but I feel like this team knows who they are. Kind of like what I said about Indy. They know the system, they know who they are, and they know the talent about around them. The only thing that can really hurt Toronto from finishing this high, is basically trade. If they just decide, let's just get rid of the whole team or let's start trading some of these pieces, that can really hurt them. And that can get from a bad start. They can also outplay their value and get traded for teams that's desperate. But if they stay intact, this is a team that knows who they are, don't stray away from it. Pascal Siakam showed that he's a hard worker. He continues to develop and improve every year. I don't see that changing. Kyle Lowry is a guy that has been an all-star multiple years. He has a game that can stretch him a couple more seasons because he can knock down 3. He showed that he can be a decent playmaker last year, averaging a high in assists, and he's still a solid defender. Plus, you got the veterans like Ibaka and Marc Gasol that compete, and they give them a defensive identity, plus give them floor spacing, and then they still do have a decent big rotation, even with Kawhi Leonard being gone. And they have OG. I told you he is a secret weapon. He didn't really get that much play. He can knock down the corner 3. We don't really know what he's been working on this summer, so I can't really speak on that. But that's only going to better the team. And even if he can just be what he was before, that still was a heck of a team with DeMar DeRozan. They're not as good as that team, but Also, the NBA, the Eastern Conference at the very bottom, they can beat up on those teams, beat a couple of these good teams while they injured or something, and that can just amass a lot of wins. And they showed that they can compete without Kawhi Leonard last year. But I think that when it comes to the regular season, they'll be fine. When it comes to the playoffs, I think that's when not having Kawhi Leonard going to catch up to them. And that's why I have them third. They're a regular season team. They always been for the last couple of years, and I don't think that's going to change. The Sixers, I like because of their defense. This is a team that you either love, confused, or hate because they gave up a lot of their offense and they upgraded some of their spots defensively. I am a Tobias Harris believer. He continues to work on his game. He continues to get better. He can knock down shots. He can knock down threes. He worked on the pick and roll last year and with the Clippers. You still do have Joel Embiid. Everybody feels like Joel Embiid is a top 10 player. If you have a top 10 player and one of the top point guards and you have decent players all around that roster in the starting lineup, there's no way you can't finish no higher than 2, 3, 2, or 1 with all this talent that they have. And Al Horford can play some stretch forward. Being mobile, being big, being able to shoot when he's open, making the right passes, making the right screens, opening it up for Josh Richardson and Tobias to get open shots. And then you got Joel Embiid that can finish in the paint and stretch out every once in a while. And then we're going to see if Ben Simmons really going to shoot them jumpers. And if that does, that just help the team ceiling and make them an even better team and make them harder to guard. So I'm in on the Sixers. I'm in on their defense. I'm in on the pieces fitting defensively and offensively. It's just about building the chemistry, figuring it out, and just getting ready to deliver in the playoffs. And the Bucks, that's number one. They have a lot of the same team that they had in the regular season last year. They was virtually unbeatable, unstoppable. Mike Budenholzer knows how to win in the regular season. He knows how to get the best out of a lot of these players, and they got the same role players to me. And to me, their role players got even better. They lost Brogdon, which does hurt, but he missed a lot of games in the regular season last year, and they still was able to get far in the playoffs to the Eastern Conference Finals, and they still was up 2-0. So I think Giannis is going to come back better too. He's always hungry. He's a two-way player. He's very talented, and there's no way you can stop that guy, especially when you have all these shooters. And they do have players that can be two-way players too, so I don't see their defense dropping off that much either. So at the end of the day, I have the Bucks finishing number one. If they won 60 games again, I wouldn't be surprised. If Giannis win MVP again, I wouldn't be surprised. But then again, I think that they are the best out of the East when it comes to best roster, and they still do. I still have Giannis as a better player than Embiid. Is they duo better than Embiid and Simmons? That we will have to find out. I was a guy that felt like Chris Middleton should have been All-Star 2 years ago. He did make it this year. I think with everybody talking about Brogdon being gone, I think with everybody seeing that he was an All-Star and got paid like a max player, but never played like it even in the playoffs besides last year when he played against the Celtics when he torched them and they just didn't have enough to beat them. I think that Middleton going to use that. I know Middleton, and I think he's going to use that and prove a lot of people wrong. And with Brogdon gone, that's some ball handling and some shots that goes to Middleton. And I think he's going to be ready. So don't sleep on Middleton. I said that 2 years ago. Became an All-Star, got paid like one. Now it's time for him to play like one for 82 games. And if you do, that just make this team even better. Give him that second option. He can play well off Giannis, so he's good for that. It's just about having that mentality that I can score and take over whenever I want. I don't think that's going to conflict with Giannis because he's an unselfish guy, and he always been with Middleton the last couple years, and they get it now. It's just about taking their game higher and achieving the goal that they failed last year, which is making it to the finals. If they get number one, they got a good chance of going to the finals. We all feel like they got to go through the Sixers, whether it's the second or the Eastern Conference Finals. As long as you know that threat is there, you just got to continue to believe in Horst to put the team around them and just being healthy at the right time and letting Giannis take you there and having Middleton be right by his side. So I like the Bucks. That's my top 8. Whatever you guys believe, let me see in the comment section below. If you disagree on something, let me know in the comment section below. This is all for fun. We all enjoy it. And, let me know y'all top 8 and let me know where I got it wrong, where you think I'm sleeping on, where you think I'm crazy at. I think a lot of y'all going to agree with it. But then again, I'll be close every year. I'm not always on the mark because injuries and things happen, but I'll be close enough, especially in the beginning and the middle. Things change in the end. And that's what I'm saying about teams like Miami and Indy. We know that's coming. We know it's possible, but we got to see it actually happen, and they got to gel. So I didn't see Jimmy Butler and Tobias going to the Philly last year, but it happened. So we got to see how the season play off out. This is how they currently constructed, and this is my analysis, and this is how I feel about it. Let me see what you guys think in the comment section below. Like this video, check out my older videos on my channel. I have many playlists. I break down rookies, I break down players, I break down summer league. I do cover the draft, and I got a mock draft up already. Not only that, I do podcasts, and I also talk about the game of basketball, whether it comes to summer league, free agency, trade deadline, buyouts, and also I cover top 10 discussions and stuff like that. So you like this type of video, you like the NBA, check out my older videos and my playlists. I enjoy making these videos. You guys enjoy watching.